Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Steve and Christy Collins coming to you from Port Aransas, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker
in the world.
I hope you guys are having a great Sunday today. Christy, the subject we have today that we talked about is rock where you are on the path to where you're going. Why don't you lead us into that for a moment?
Okay, so it kind of hit home with me this morning, and it's been with me personally for the past several months. You know, being a single mama, it's kind of like I get into those days where I'm like, man, I can't wait till I'm married and with my husband, and you know, I'd be enjoying this moment so much more if I were enjoying it with someone. And I've gotten so caught up in the future state of things that I forget and miss out on the present. And I'm focusing so much on things that I don't have that I forget what I do have.
Absolutely. So we talked about that a little bit. So one of the bold laws that we discuss regularly is that what you focus on expands. So what we focus on tends to be what we get more of. And so the idea of rocking where you are on the path to where you're going is that it's really not even about when you get to the place that you're going as much as that it's about who you become. And I see a lot of people who live a very discontented life because they don't have enough money. They don't have enough time. They don't have the relationship they want. They don't have the this, the that. Whatever it is that's the focus that I'm missing out because this is not in my life causes that very lack to increase that lack. Because what you focus on expands. It's like the cameras of old before we had the iPhones like this, where you could just take that focus and that lens and then everything else disappears and gets blurry except for that new image which takes up the whole screen. And so what we focus on expands. So rocking who you are and where you are right now on the path to where you're going doesn't mean you're completely fulfilled. And in fact, at most levels, there's moments of fulfillment, but the fulfillment comes in who you're becoming on that path and on that way. Any more thoughts about that, Chris, about how do you rock where you are now?
So for me, it's when I notice that I'm going into that future state and thinking about what could be, what should be, I pull myself back and I take my thoughts captive for that moment, and I remind myself, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. If I'm doing the next right thing, if I'm focusing, you know, in my morning meditation on God, your will be done, I bring myself back to the present and remind myself I'm exactly where I should be. And I don't need a man to be successful. I don't need somebody else to be happy. I can do that on my own. And I can do it really, really well. And I think at the best...
She needs this man, right? Come on.
Yes. I think at the best me, that's... And when I'm not focused on something like finding a relationship, that's going to be the moment when God steps in and says, okay, now you're ready. Now you're that fireball woman that I wanted you to be. Now you're ready for this. But it's just pulling focus back to the present and reminding myself that it's okay. You know, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm right where I should be. And life can be wonderful, and I can be happy regardless, and I can be successful now and be a pretty bad A woman in the process.
Absolutely. Not a bad apple.
No.
Yeah, you know what that means, right, y'all? In case there's children watching. So rocking where you are now means that you're giving the very best that you can where you are right now. You're doing the very best that you can right now. You're not making excuses. I know that when folks are in the single life, it can be very difficult because you can see folks who appear to be having this great life and this great relationship. And I heard a story this last weekend about a gentleman who was invited to meet with a president. And it was a very complicated situation. But when we met with the president said, I came to you because I'm having marital problems. And the gentleman that had never met the president said, I know you are. And it shocked the president. He said, how would you know that? How would you know that? Do you know how he knew?
How?
He said, because you're married. Everybody has problems.
Yeah.
Everybody has issues, and everybody has challenges. And the goal is, how do I be content where I am on the path to where I'm going? I have discovered there's only one way to do it, and that's to have a personal daily walk and relationship and conversation with the good Lord who created you to be who you are. Apart from that, everything else is just an attempt to fill this God-shaped hole that only He can fill, and that only that relationship can fill. And that relationship is the ultimate formation of being able to come to life, showing up from a place of success and not going towards success. When you've got him, you're successful.
Right.
You've won. You're
Yep.
already there. And then everything else becomes icing on the cake. So any parting words, Christy?
No, I just want to encourage everybody from just personal experience, having gone through so much. You can get through anything you're going through. Just remember that you're right where you're supposed to be, and God can step in at any moment and bring you out of any dark place where you are. You can be happy no matter where you are.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a great Sunday. We love y'all, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.